Hey mystical illuminations, it's me, Human Design Maven, and today we're going to talk about this retrograde and this week. So they go together obviously because they're happening at the same time, but we just entered into gate 48 in the Human Design system. And what that means is that the sun has entered into gate 48. If you know about your Human Design, you can check if you have this gate defined, or if you have any of the gates in this stream defined, 58, 18, 48, or 16. This is a stream of logic, a stream of pattern recognition, and it's rooted in our survival instincts. It's also rooted in fear and our awareness of essentially what to be afraid of and what not to be afraid of, what will help us survive and what will threaten our survival. So if you have a defined spleen, this could be a time in which you're really redefining or fine-tuning your instincts. You are getting a deeper look at the inner workings of your physicality, your physical intelligence, or your body's ability to take care of itself. And if you have an undefined spleen, this might be a time in which you're dredging up from the depths, because gate 48 is a gate of depth. It's about this idea of a well. And in a sense, when we look at that biologically, it's the well of our genetic and epigenetic gifts, trauma, and experience. So a lot of it has to do with what we've received from our ancestors and our family line. And that can be good things like natural talents and just know-how and a body that's tuned to know how to survive and thrive in the world. And it's obviously also trauma and, patterns of recreating trauma, flawed relational patterns, flawed patterns with food, with resources, all that great stuff. So we're digging this stuff up from within our cellular memory. And we're getting a chance with Mercury retrograde also in the spleen to really get to the source of where these traumas are stored in our body. And if we can, in a sense, become aware of where these traumas are stored in our body, we can do that much more work on clearing and releasing this energy from those organs or organ systems. So let's say you have a lot of trauma or a lot of just stuck energy around stress and pressure and motivation in life. It's your adrenals, it's your root chakra, it's your root center. So there are herbs, there are protocols, there are mindset shifts, there are affirmations, there are so many different tools of consciousness that you can use to support that organ system and thus, in essence, clear a pattern that's been stuck in your hardware and start running a new software program in its place. It's either, to put it very simply, it's either you're running a fear-based pattern or a love-based pattern. And the fear-based pattern is always going to limit you, and a love-based pattern is always going to expand you. So this is a great time to really be getting in there and unblocking and releasing any fear-based patterns that are trapped in our body, in our lymphatic system, in our nervous system, in our cellular body, cellular makeup in general. What else does this gate 48 have to deal with? It has to deal with the fear of inadequacy. And this is a really deep one for us human beings because, we can feel very empowered in our comfort zone and feel very in alignment in a lot of ways. And then we move into a new environment or a new subject matter or a new community, and all of a sudden we get triggered as these fears of not being good enough, of not having what it takes, of being an imposter, essentially, they come up to the surface. And that's what blocks us from sharing our talent from the world. or with the world, because you can actually see this in the human design body graph that the root, which is that's stress and pressure and motivation, connects up to the spleen, which is survival awareness, physical intelligence, physical well-being, feeling safe in your body. And that connects up to the throat, which is the expression of your physical intelligence, the expression of your intuition, your intuitive gifts, or your inherent mastery. So if we get stuck on the fear, we never share our gifts. If we get stuck on the fear of inadequacy, we never actually get to commit to a talent that we can define ourselves by and thus contribute to the collective dance of evolution, of ascension even. So I'm bringing this to your awareness. As the loudest thing that could possibly happens during the video. Because the more aware you are of these patterns and this potential, the more empowered you are to use it to elevate yourself and to catch yourself in the fear of inadequacy this week. Is it coming up around other people in comparison of their gifts and abilities? Is it coming up around just the lot you were given in life, what you were born into, what you had to deal with, and what you maybe still have not fully surmounted and moved on from because it's hard? You know, people are born with addictive personalities. People are born with, a predisposition to chemical imbalances. That stuff is not super easy to overcome. But it can be. I believe it all can be with the right tools and the right connections. And anyway, does it come up around money? Does it come up around your identity as a man or a woman or anything in between? Your gender identity or whatever. There's just so many ways. So just having that awareness allows you to start making a new neural connection in your brain, which means that the energy can start to flow a different way than it's been flowing this whole time. And therefore you can start manifesting a different outcome in your outer reality, because your body is your 3D printer of your reality. So the more clear, the more connected and integrated your physical body, the more flawless and seamless your manifestations are. So this is just a little reminder. Look up Gate 48. You can look it up in the Human Design System. You can look it up in the Gene Key System. And you can look it up in your own chart. And if you need a chart, you can go to geneticmatrix.com and pull up your chart, your Human Design chart. And you can learn about all of this in an upcoming workshop that I'm hosting on this channel. And the first workshop will be Intro to Human Design and the Science of Incarnation. So this is like the full overview from birth to death, what it looks like through the lens of human design, why human design works as a system, how you can use it in your everyday life without having to know a huge amount of information, and just how to start getting this really amazing clear lens that human design provides into your life. And the information for that workshop and where to get the tickets will be in the bio box below. So, thank you for watching. I'll be back again as soon as we shift into another gate, which will be in about 6 days. So until then, happy integrating. Godspeed on your healing journey. And yeah, let me know what's coming up for you in the comments. Much love.